trophy, baby! Oh! Are you ready?
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. And now, it's time!
Oh yeah. And this is 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair, and this is Lifting the Trophy with your host Connor Nashville and
Older Ruiz.
So yeah, fun week of sports went on here. Sorry for a little bit of the late start. There was some troubles going on with like the computer and whatnot, and I forgot like my login. It was really weird. I'm not gonna lie, it was really weird. But we got through it. We're live now, and yeah, so it's been a fun week. This week on the show today, we're talking about the Giants, about how Kayvon Thibodeau, we picked up their fifth-year contract. Talking about the Knicks, they picked up Jeremey Sochan off of waivers from the Spurs. We'll talk about him. Talk about Chris Paul's retirement, what that means for the league. Moving on to the Redbulls, we have a lot to talk about with the Redbulls today because they lost their third preseason game. It doesn't look pretty. It's kind of disappointing, to be honest with you. Then coming into the 4 o'clock hour, we're going to have Faton Bauta come in, talk about his soccer team, NJ United AC. We'll talk about him. A really cool conversation coming up there. And then we'll move on to the Devils, and we'll wrap it up with some Olympic stuff. So, well, there. How's your week been, bro?
Not too bad. I can't complain, honestly.
You had a fun Valentine's Day yesterday?
Yeah, had a nice dinner.
Yeah.
Wow, the city's expensive.
Yeah, dude, it's crazy. It's crazy expensive. How much did you drop yesterday?
Ooh, I'd rather not relive it. It still hurts. Great Valentine's Day, but
Gonna take all the way up to next year to make that money back, huh?
gotta start saving for next year.
Gotta start saving for next year, yeah, right? But yeah, so if you guys didn't know, last Sunday was the Super Bowl. Seahawks won. It was a beating.
Yeah, it was honestly one of the more boring Super Bowls.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. I like the halftime show. Halftime show was fun.
That show was good.
Yeah, I enjoyed that. But I mean, it was just such a boring game to watch. I'm not gonna lie. There was one point where like everyone was just on their phones. At one point, I'm like, guys, we look we are exactly what all those grown-ups are saying that we do when we hang out. Just go on our phones and brain rot.
Yeah, but the Patriots weren't giving us anything to watch. So
yeah, dude, the fact that it was more entertaining to go on our phone and doom scroll compared to watching the Super Bowl, which should be, in theory, the best game of the year, you know? But yeah, so that was fun. Seahawks won. It was a beating. Good halftime show. Moving on to the Knicks. So, gotta start off. The Knicks' former head coach, Ray Handley, dies at 81. Obviously, rough, you know, great coach on the team for a while, had a lot of big moments. He was on the 2 Super Bowl winning teams. Yeah, just a rough thing. We found that out in the middle of the week, so yeah, may you rest in peace there. You know, it's never good to hear that. You know, you never want to hear about a coach passing away or anyone in general, but yeah. Moving on from that, Giants did hire head coach Brian Callahan for the as a QB coach and passing game coordinator, so he'll be working right alongside Jackson Dart, which I think is going to be great. I think having someone right in Jackson Dart, specifically for Jackson Dart there, Brian Callahan, very specific play style that he's going to bring to Jackson Dart. It's going to match him very well. I feel like he'll be able to grow a lot, learn a lot, and become, honestly, a future elite quarterback. I think Jackson Dart definitely has all the workings to become an amazing quarterback in the future and has insane potential. You know, he's got the charismatic attitude, he's got the looks, he's got, you know, the strength, he's got the grit, determination. I feel like he just seems like such a Jersey guy to me. Jackson Dart. I don't know what about him. Hold on, does my audio sound weird?
No.
Because I'm like listening to it. It sounds like really bass boosted or something. And I'm looking like on the little monitor I have, and it's like it's peaking like every 2 seconds. It's really weird.
Does my voice sound too manly?
Do I sound too, manly and masculine for you guys today? Hold on, talk for 1 second. I gotta figure something out. Just yap for a second there.
Yeah, for a second? All right. So, Valentine's Day. Let me tell you what I did, right? So, I went into the city. and we went to this great restaurant. It was called Lulu. They gave me my drink in a bathtub. That was pretty cool. And they put a little rubber ducky in it, and the rubber ducky floated on the drink. It was amazing. Honestly, that was the highlight of the night. And then I stole the bathtub.
You stole a wait. So you weren't allowed? You stole it, or
you weren't allowed to take it.
Okay,
So
so
it's an actual like glass cup thing.
So they gave you
Something?
the bathtub to take home, right? You were allowed to take that home, right?
No, I know I was not.
Yes, you were, right, O'Dare? You were allowed to take the bathtub home because you paid for the drink. Because everyone listening on air, on these, school-monitored airways. Right, O'Dare?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm glad you're finally picking up on what I'm trying to hint at here. Jesus. Just admitting to crimes in front of people now, I guess.
It's not fun if you don't.
Yeah, okay. Let's get back to some sports talk here. If you guys do want to call in, the phone number is 973-655-4256. One more time, 973-655-4256. And we're live on TikTok at Lifting the Trophy. So yeah, not much going on with the Giants right now. We picked up the fifth-year option for Kayvon Thibodeau. I'm missing a paper. I had it all printed out. I had a whole bunch of stuff printed out on him, but I'm missing the paper, so I guess something's going off the dome right now. But yeah, Kayvon Thibodeau picked up his fifth-year season. He's going to be one of our veteran presence on the team. He had a little bit of an underwhelming season last year because he got injured. Obviously, he had a pretty standout rookie season, and then second season too was pretty standout. But I think recently injuries have gotten the better of him. He's been playing a little bit less gritty than how I want to see it. He's not as much of a presence on the field. Seeing with someone like Dexter Lawrence, who used to be double teamed every possession, every drive, every moment of the game, but now he's not been the big body that we've seen in the past, which is kind of disappointing to see, to be honest with you, because Dexter Lawrence is always sexy Dexy, baby. He's kind of the heart and soul of that defense, and I feel like the defense was clearly lacking leadership and someone that could just push someone to the ground. You know what I mean? That used to be Dexter Lawrence, but yeah, I think next season will be better. I think next season we're going to have a mentality, we're going to have an identity, new coaching. It's kind of like a mental reset for everyone, It's similar to kind of what's going on right now with the Olympic break in hockey, how everyone's kind of getting a mental reset, which we'll get to later, by the way, because I've got a few choice words about what's going on with the Devils right now in comparison to Olympic hockey, because there's just something we'll get into that later. There's going to be a nice little clip on TikTok going on after this. Don't worry. Oh, my gosh. The craziest thing happened, right? So I post on YouTube Shorts, too, by the way, if you guys want to go and support. A TikTok that got 64 likes on a post that got 64 likes on TikTok, got 5 on YouTube Shorts.
What?
And it got 7 views. 3 of those likes were my other accounts. So that's confusing, but whatever.
Well, I mean, your first problem is you're posting on YouTube Shorts.
Yeah, I'm trying to get as much, notice and I guess reach that I can. Oh my gosh, I'm ticking so bad today. Tick, T-I-C, ticking. That sounds like something else that I don't need to go over. But yeah, so let's move on to the Knicks, because there's not really much going on with the Giants right now. If you guys do want to call and talk about the Giants, feel free. But the Giants are just, there's nothing to talk about with them right now. I'm not gonna lie. Not until the draft gets a little bit closer, we'll start talking about draft picks and whatnot. But yeah, moving on to the Knicks. We picked up Jeremey Sochan, Sochan, I don't know, off of waivers from the Spurs. Originally, we were trying to trade Yabusele, but they didn't want to take Yabusele, and then they ended up dropping his contract. So, I mean, that's a loss on the Spurs, 100%, because they got nothing from us, pretty much, maybe pennies. And they could have gone a really good player. They could have gone a pretty good trade, but they dropped his waivers, and we picked him up right off the bat. So, Jeremey Sochan, 6'8" winger, so we got a big winger. Think of Mikal Bridges type of build. Actually, no, I think a little bit taller than Mikal Bridges. I think Mikal Bridges is 6'4" or something like that. I could be totally wrong here. I don't have the stats in front of me. He averages 10.4 points per game, so not a big scorer, but he's a gritty guy. He's very much crash the boards. He's very much go get the ball, kind of like a Jose Alvarado. play style. He averages 5.6 rebounds per game, which is good. Something we need more is rebounding. We need to crash the boards more. We need to have more sustained offense. You know what I mean? That's definitely, I think, a problem that the Knicks have sometimes is sustaining our offensive pressure. He was also a former 9th overall pick, which is pretty good. So definitely a highly sought out player in the draft. Played for the Spurs. But yeah, I mean, I think it's good that we got him. I think it's going to be great for the players. My microphone, I think, is messed up. I'm going to go to the break real quick and try and fix this. Don't go anywhere, you guys. If you want to call in, 973-655-4256, live on TikTok. We'll be right back. And we are back. Yeah, little problem that Mr. Tech Guy Dare had to fix over here. So sorry about that, you guys. If I was like, I don't know, ear blasting anyone in their cars or listening online right now, that's my apologies. I hope it sounds better. If it doesn't, call in and let me know because we need callers. It's fun to have callers on. But speaking of callers, 4 o'clock hour, we're going to have Faton Bauta coming on to the show talking about NJ United AC, his soccer team, the NPSL. So please stay tuned for that because that'll be a really interesting conversation. So yeah, talking back about the Knicks, Jeremey Sochan. Jeremey Sochan was picked up off of waivers from the Spurs. I just went over him, but I'll go over him again because I think my noise is a little bit distorted. 6'8" winger. He's averaging 10.4 points per game, 5.6 rebounds, and a former 9th overall pick. We originally tried to trade Yabusele, but they didn't take it because he decided to drop his $5.8 million contract extension for next season. So this was totally Jeremey Sochan deciding, hey, I want to leave the Spurs. I don't want to stick with y'all, which I mean, who could blame him? You know? Who could blame him for wanting to stay with the Spurs, or for not wanting to stay with the Spurs? I know I wouldn't. If it was either the Knicks or the Spurs, yeah, because I'm sure the Knicks were in those DMs, you know what I mean? Like, yo, bro, you won't drop the Spurs. You won't do it. Yo, if I was trying to get a player from another team, all I would do you won't come join us. You won't.
You won't.
Chicken. Come on, bro. Come on. I'll send like chicken emojis into his DMs and whatnot.
Ava says your mic sounds normal.
Alright, whatever.
On the radio.
Now it does. I don't know. Whatever. We fixed the mic problem. It sounds fine now, I think. Yeah, sorry. Dare fixed the microphone problem. Because he's smarter than me. But yeah, so that's Jeremey Sochan. I'm excited to see him play, in all honesty. He's going to obviously join after the All-Star break, which the Knicks did just win the Shooting Stars competition. If you guys don't know what it is, essentially it's how good is your shooting in basketball. They have like different points on the floor, and you get the most points. It was Jalen Brunson, Karl Anthony Towns, and former Knicks player Allen Houston. They needed 39 points to win, and they got 47. It's like low-key, they smashed it.
Wow.
Yeah. Where's that shooting in the game sometimes? I don't know. But you know where it was? It was against the 76ers. Let me tell you that. When we beat them 118-89. Thank you. I tried to find the audio from last week about Odair debating if he was going to be a 76ers fan. But for all you guys who don't know, Odair's not aligned with the Knicks yet. And he was debating being a 76ers fan. And, well, 118-89 speaks for itself, I think.
I'm not going to lie. That is embarrassing. If I had any reason to go to the Knicks, it'd be this.
Yeah, dude, that was definitely about as much of a beating that the Patriots took by the Seahawks.
See, I still can't.
Here's the thing. It would make more sense if you were from Philly. Like, you're not from Philly. You know what I mean?
Yeah, okay. But I'm just scared. What if the Nets come back to Jersey?
Then go back. But, like, dude, the odds of them coming back to Jersey are so slim.
I mean, they did it before. Before they were Jersey, they were New York.
Yeah, I know, but that was also way back when we had fandom. I feel like the New Jersey fans are small but mighty, or loud. Because I feel like it's really just, you have the two extremes of New York and Philly, and then come more central, you have those New Jersey pride, you know? Because everyone in South Jersey just wants to be Philly. I'm convinced. Like, everyone in South Jersey is like, yeah, no, I root for the Eagles. All right, bandwagoner. Like, let me guess, when you started rooting for the Eagles? Like a year or two ago? Yeah, that makes sense. When they started, winning. Yeah. Who'd have thought? Yeah, so I'm excited to see Jeremey Sochan play. I think He's going to be a big body on the boards. I think it's going to be gritty. I think he's going to take the mentality. He's going to fit in really well with Hart and Alvarado. I think that those three right there are going to be the identity of the Knicks. You know, obviously we have our king, Jalen Brunson, but I feel like you need people in the trenches. You know, you have your superstar. You got your superstar in Jalen Brunson. You have your big point scorer in Jalen Brunson. You have Mikal Bridges, who's on and off, but when he's on, he's on. Cat, when he's on, but also is on and off. But I feel like the consistency of the identity is something that can be missed with the Knicks. You know, that's definitely a part of the team that I feel like needed to be revamped and was revamped. You know, I really agree with these trades that we made. I feel like it's very clear the future that we're trying to build with. Or it's very clear that this is the year, you know. We're getting the mentality. We're getting those players that might not be the big names, but you need on a team because you need depth. The biggest thing about the Knicks right now, we have great depth. The depth on the bench is amazing. You know, obviously, Deuce McBride is out right now with core surgery. Might be back for the playoffs, might not. That's a big loss because he was really good. But, I mean, we have Tyler Kolek. We have Clarkson. Now we have Alvarado. We have Sochan now. We have Yabusele. You know, Adeyawara. We have all these players who just keep coming, Cement. We have all these players that keep coming up when they're needed. It's like, all right, you need to come in and get us a few points. Boom, you're good for it. You know? It's like, whenever we bring someone off from the bench, I feel confident. Last year, during the playoff runs, when we would bring someone in off the bench, I would always be iffy. I'd always be like, all right, I mean, they could play good, or they could just bomb it and lose us the game. Which, honestly, that was more of the outcome than the latter, you know. I don't think I used that word right. Than the latter. The latter means, like, the better one, or the worst one.
No, the latter means, like, so when you have two things, like, one thing and then the second thing, the latter means the second thing. Former means the first thing. Latter just means whatever came up after what you said.
Sorry, I'm blonde. For you guys that don't know, I'm about as blonde as I get, and I act about as blonde as I get. Yeah, so that is the Knicks. I'm excited to see it. I'm excited to see how we come back. I feel like we're going to come back with some confidence, man.
I'm going to be honest with you. I'm scared for them in the playoffs.
Why?
Just because their consistency, there isn't. That's the problem.
Yeah, I mean, at the same time, though, it's a long season. You're not going to win every game. You're not going to go on a winning streak every game. And you're going to lose to teams. We saw it against the Pistons, who I think is our biggest competition.
They're number one in the...
Yeah, and they're number one for a reason. They're a really good team, dude. They're a really good team. And I feel like that's our final gauntlet. You know, like it's always the Yankees or the Astros are the final gauntlet. I feel like right now it's going to be the Knicks and the Pistons is duking it out for first right now.
Honestly, I think that's what it's going to be.
And it's going to come down to like 1 or 2 games. And the thing is, when it comes down to 1 or 2 games, it centers around 1 or 2 mistakes. That's the bit. Look at the Yankees last year, right? We lost by 1 game. 1 game. You know how many games Devin Williams blew for us? He had 7 games that he came in trying to make a save and didn't. That we were up, by the way. But he's gone. Thank God. But it's crazy because you look at like his ERA and his strikeout rate, and it's good. Yeah. But like, I see like.
But that's the thing. Numbers only paint so much of the picture.
100%.
Yeah.
Because I was seeing it with my eyes how he just stunk and could not pitch and just let the hitters walk off on him every time. And Aaron Boone was like, no, we're gonna put him in there. He's gonna get his flow back, you know. Because I really feel like the players got to get their flow. You know, when they're slumping, you just got to keep playing them through, and they'll find it eventually. No, they won't. Look at that. Devin Williams sucked for the last half of the season. He sucked for the whole season. What are you talking about last time? He sucked for the entire time, and no, he's gonna find his rhythm. Yeah, Aaron Boone. Jesus, God. We're not even talking about the Yankees yet.
We'll get there.
We'll get there eventually.
I think besides the Pistons, I think the only other competition you really have is the Celtics.
Yeah, Celtics have been good. They're going to be good.
They're really good.
I feel like we could beat them though.
If you beat them, I think you're pretty good for the top spot.
Really?
Yeah.
You don't. Well, I'm saying like playoff wise, come the playoffs.
Yeah.
It's probably gonna come down to us because I think they're third right now or fourth.
Celtics, I think, Knicks are, I think, third.
Third. Wait, who's above us?
Pistons, and I think the Celtics.
Right. I know it's gonna come down to where the Knicks and the Celtics are neck and neck. I think the Pistons are gonna win the division. I think that's just kind of it has me being realistic right now. The Pistons are an amazing team, you know, and they're kind of running away with it right now. But I think it's gonna be Knicks Celtics first round, or not first, sorry, second round, because the way they do it is like 2-6, 3-4,
Yeah.
or 4-5-3. But you know, it's like they don't go like the one below. But I feel like both the Knicks and Celtics will make it out the first round. It's gonna be like last season to where it was Knicks Celtics in the second round, and it's just gonna be a bloodbath, dude. It's gonna be such an entertaining series. I think I'm saying it right now. Save this audio, producer. I'm the producer. I'm gonna save this audio when I get home tonight. Knicks beat Celtics 5 games, second round. And you know what? You know what it's gonna come down to? Tyler frickin' Kolek, baby. Mini Brunson! Tyler Kolek, he's gonna be the one that does it. He's gonna be the one that seals the Celtics' fate and knocks them out, because Tyler Kolek is going to be Jalen Brunson's counterpart in the next upcoming 2-3 years, 3 seasons, whatever.
Our producer saved the audio. Oh, he's laughing. Oh, he's laughing over there.
Wait, there is 2 people in this studio right now. Don't even with me, bro. Don't even with me. But yeah, so that's the Knicks. We good to move on to NBA Chris Paul. He is retiring after 21 seasons. I mean, Chris Paul is one of those players that everyone knew, a household name. Everyone knew him. He was constantly making headlines for years and years and years. I remember I saw him in an episode of Jesse one time.
What?
On like Disney Channel. And that was my introduction to Chris Paul. Yeah.
Jesse was your introduction. Wait, what was he doing on that episode?
He was just a cameo.
All right.
I remember she was like, Jessie was like a cheerleader, and she was like, Bosh, oh my gosh, our team's gonna kick your tosh, and she was like, I'll work on it. I don't know why, but that's like a core memory for me for some reason. I remember they were like on a basketball court. I don't know. I can't get into this, but there's no point in getting into it. But dude, does my audio sound good? Because I'm looking on here, I'm like peaking.
I don't know. Ava said it sounded good on iHeartRadio.
My dad said that it was fine too. Whatever.
All right, we'll bring them both in the studio and have them duke it out.
Even though they're both saying it sounded fine.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, that'd be great. Happy Valentine's Day. Yeah. So that was that. We're gonna move on to some soccer news right after this short little break. You boys gotta get a drink of water. We're gonna move on to the Redbulls after that. We're gonna complain about the preseason. We got about 25 minutes until Faton Bauta comes on in the 4:00 hour. And believe me, it's gonna take 25 minutes of complaining to get there, because there's a lot to talk about with the Redbulls right now and their new kits. So yeah, guys, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
The trophy, baby! Are you ready?
Ladies and gentlemen,
I'm ready.
this is
Uh-huh.
the main event of the evening. And now,
What time is it? Is it? Say it already. Thanks for letting me know. I didn't know it was time yet. And this is 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair, and this is Lifting the Trophy with your host, Karen Aspo, and
Alder
Ruiz. If you guys want to call in, 973-655-4256, 973-655-4256, and we are live on TikTok at Lifting the Trophy. So yeah, we're talking about the Redbulls real quick. Hold on, there. Yeah, for 2 seconds.
All right. So we're talking about the Redbulls. I know nothing about the Redbulls. Connor is trying to get me into the Redbulls. And let's see. I'm going to take predictions on what Connor's going to say today. Oh, the Redbulls. They lost their game. Oh, great. Now, but that's okay, because this is just preseason. This isn't going to show us what we're doing for this season. It's going to show us what we're doing for this season. But that's okay. In other news, what do we have here? We're going to start talking about the Yankees. Now, the Yankees. Oh, I'm so excited. We get to talk about the Olympics today. I've been watching curling like crazy. And we need to talk about that game, Italy versus, who are they facing? Italy versus Finland, I think. Did you see that game?
For hockey?
Yeah, did you see that game?
Oh, what happened?
Oh my. Okay, we're talking about that for a split second right now. So Italy went against Finland. Yeah, Finland hockey. Finland. The score was 11-0. Finland.
Wow.
But that wasn't what was so amazing about it. Do you know how many shots on goal Finland had?
You're gonna say 60?
62.
Oh my god. Yeah, that goalie low-key stood on her head.
that-
Like, you're not gonna lie, bro.
That
That's pretty
goalie
crazy.
protecting 51 shots?
Wow.
Think about that.
Dude. Yo, that goalie must have he's gonna feel that one in the morning.
Oh yeah. The fact that he only let 11 get through him.
Yeah, honestly, bro, like, dude. All right, we're going on to the Redbulls right now because Faton's gonna call in about 15 minutes.
All right.
So the Redbulls, we dropped a new kit, a new jersey. I originally thought that it was Lightning. Apparently, it's Roots to show like the root of the team is like the people or whatnot. Kind of ironic, being that they're playing in New Jersey but call themselves New York. But whatever, that's neither here nor there. But it's here in New Jersey. Yeah. So if you guys did not see the new kit, essentially what it is, it's like a black and red jersey, and it has a mostly black base to it, and then red roots running from like the neck collar area down towards the bottom of the shirt with the Redbulls logo in the middle. It's okay. I mean, it's not like the worst jersey they've made. It's better than like the pea colored one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That one was horrible. Or the stone one last year. That one was do your thing. Do it again. That's his mouth, by the way. That's not like a sound effect that I'm playing. Dude, that's funny.
Hey, yo!
But yeah, so you got the new kit. With that, they released a video, okay? And in this video, it flashed between Forsberg and Mehmeti. Forsberg, for you guys who don't know, older guy, a lot of experience with Red Bull Leipzig, our DP striker, essentially our star of the team right now, captain. Mehmeti was the captain of a second team who got brought up this year, playing center mid, a lot of eyes on him, prospect. So, my crazy theoretical brain immediately went to, okay, are they trying to say that Mehmeti could be the future Forsberg? Are they saying that we have an up-and-coming star in our hands and they're investing in him and they think that he's going to be our new El Capitan in the future? Because, I mean, like, think about it. The two captains of both teams, come on. It doesn't get better than that. Like, because, you know, Mehmeti was the captain of Red Bulls too. Forsberg, captain of Red Bulls. And I think it would just be the coolest thing to have him and Forsberg playing alongside each other. Because, like, it's like old and young. You know, it's like a younger version of Forsberg. Because they both have insane ball handling skills, really fast pace, great leadership skills. Because I saw plenty of games last year here with at Montclair when Red Bulls 2 was playing. Yeah. And he's just a leader, Mehmeti. You know what I mean? He was constantly putting his body out there, fighting for every ball, which is exactly the play style that we're trying to develop right now. And I think Red Bulls was doing something there. I think they were cooking with something there. I think they were cooking with gas. And, like, obviously they give every player equal opportunity. They obviously, you know, invest in every player equally and whatnot, I think. But, I don't know, there's just something about that just, in my brain, it's like they're banking on Mehmeti right now. They're pushing this kid to the top. They're trying to make this kid the future captain of the team. Like, Tyler Adams was a player we had, I think, the 2018 season, maybe a little bit sooner or later than that. Yeah. He was a star player, insane. Went on to then captain the U.S. men's team, moved on to Europe real quick. Same with kind of like John Tolkien. You know, we raised him, pushed him off into a German team. I forgot the name of it. But now we got Mehmeti. I feel like he's going to grow. I feel like he's going to shine this season. And to be fair, these first few playoff games, which we'll get to in a sec here, he hasn't done much. I don't think he was in the starting rotations though. I didn't write them down. I probably should have wrote down the starting rotations somewhere. But I feel like I don't know. I just got this gut feeling that he's really going to shine this season. Mm-hmm. He's got all the qualities, you know. He's got amazing ball handling skills. Granted, this was in MLS Next Pro, So obviously nowhere near the talent of MLS,
Yeah.
you know. Well, I mean, close enough, but obviously there's a big difference there. So he was really good in Next Pro. He might just be mediocre in MLS, but I don't know. There's something about like his swag with it. You know what I mean? Playing with like the low shin guard. Yo, when you see someone playing with like the shin guards all the way down to their ankles, or like their socks rolled all the way down, whoo, they ball out, bro. They ball out. There's one kid on my old soccer team named Justin. He was the best player on the team, and he played with like those really low shin guards, and he would just dribble around everyone, score goals like he was just taking a nap, you know. And I feel like that's like there's just something about him I like. I don't know. I'm investing in him. I'll be the first one to say I'm in the Mehmeti fan club. Maybe I'm not actually. I'm probably the first one to. Yeah, I'm the king of the Mehmeti fan club right now. Right, Michael Bradley, get him on the field. Thank you very much. Have a good day. Moving on now to the preseason games. That's all there. Do you want to say anything about Mehmeti? No.
No,
Okay. Yeah, 'cause I don't think you've really seen him play too much, right?
not until the opener.
Yeah, 28th. We'll be there, bro.
Yep.
We'll be there. So I'm trying to move off that. I was originally working on an audition that day. I'm trying to move the dates now, just so I can get to the game on time. But 'cause apparently it's a 2:30 start on the 28th.
2:30.
Yeah, so we're gonna have to leave pretty early.
Yeah.
So moving now on to the preseason games. So, okay,
What'd I tell you?
listen. Obviously, you want to win every game. Last season, we won, I think, almost all of our preseason games. I think we might have lost one. We felt great going into the season. We had a pretty decent start to the beginning of the season, too. We were scoring goals, we were looking good, moving the ball well. It's the exact opposite right now. From the videos I've seen, it just doesn't look like a group yet. You know, it looks like individual players trying to make things happen, which is just not how you want to play. Granted, they are all pretty much all of them are new, and they're still trying to figure out how to work well together. And that comes down to coaching. That comes down to how are you running these practices? How are you? What drills are you doing to establish a good locker room here? You know what I mean? Or not, what the heck? Hold on, let me go back. It comes down to the coaching, right? Practices. What drills are you doing that are going to make them develop this chemistry? How are you treating the locker room? Are you making them bros with each other? Are you taking them out and having fun? Because I feel like a big thing of being on a team is how you work well with the other players, you know? You look at the Mets last season. The collapse started when the clubhouse collapsed, you know? And I feel like something like that ruins a team. And I feel like if I were a coach, I'm taking these boys out. I'm having fun. I'm going to Dave and Buster's with them. You know what I mean? I'm taking them to Six Flags. You got to get them to have fun with each other so then it shows on the field. Because you can't be afraid of your teammates. You know? Okay. When I start doing a show here, like the first thing we do, icebreakers. We get to know each other. We break that awkward tension right off the bat so we feel comfortable with each other and we're able to work honestly with each other. And that's such a similar, similar concept when it comes to sports, because think about it, you have to trust your teammates. Only one person can have the ball at a time, you know? And it comes down to what are your teammates doing to support you, what are you doing to support your teammates, and you have to have that brotherly love, that brotherly support for each other in the locker room, or else it's not going to show on the pitch.
Yeah.
I feel like Michael Bradley is mature. He's come in, he's immediately won over the team, I feel like the team really is behind him with this. They're making moves. They're showing like, hey, we're here to stay. This is my team now. I'm ready to go. I feel like the team's definitely supporting that. I feel like just the biggest thing now is to kind of get a team that works well together. Because we lost to Atlanta. Then we lost to Houston last night, 2 nights ago. The game against Atlanta, Ruvalcaba scored, and Julian Hall scored. Another player who I really like, Julian Hall. And then game against Houston, Cade Cowell assisted Ruvalcaba. So, I mean, on the bright side, our DPs are doing DP things. Cade Cowell is doing Cade Cowell stuff. Ruvalcaba is immediately coming in and scoring goals. Granted, he got that red card in the first game. But, I mean, honestly, I kind of like to see it. I kind of like to see the grit from him, and I kind of like to see that passion from him, you know? I like the identity we're starting to build. You know, I feel like having a team that's built off of supporting each other, first off, having a team that's built off of working with each other and supporting each other, and then also, too, having a team that's not afraid to put themselves on the line. You know, We have depth on this team. We know we have depth on this team. So we have a lot of new great players and also our old players. Cam Harper's on the bench. We're going to have Mohamed Sofu on the bench. We're going to have Rold Mitchell on the bench. We're going to have so many people who have experience in this league, and I feel confident to put in behind, say, okay, Cade Cowell goes down for a little bit. I feel perfectly fine putting in Yengor or putting in Mohamed Sofo or having a back. Like, I feel confident with the depth we have on this team. I feel like now it's really all about creating a team that works well together.
Mm-hmm.
In the game against Atlanta, we scored 2 own goals, bro. That comes down to knowing where your teammates are and working as a defense. Because that's to be our biggest thing is our defense.
Mm-hmm.
The defense is lacking right now, man. The defense is lacking. And I really hope that there's a plan to fix this. By the way, the Red Bulls defense has shown its cracks. It's shown where its weaknesses are. I feel like as a team, we've shown where our weaknesses are. I feel like now it's time to bring the team together, review what we went over with, and have those honest conversations with each other. Like, listen, here's what's going wrong. Here's what you're doing wrong. This is how we're going to fix it for this season. Because it's clear that there's things wrong with this team right now.
Mm-hmm.
It is clear. Granted, it is a new team. It's a new set of players, so it's going to take time. There's going to be growing pains. But at the end of the day, you want to win games, and you want to see a team that works well together. And like I said before, that comes down to coaching. It comes down to creating a good locker room. It comes down to the practices and how you're running them and how you're developing this team as a unit.
Mm-hmm.
Especially with a play style that heavily depends on your team moving as a unit and pressuring a player and just going all out and then getting a turnover and counter pushing instantly.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to have to know where your teammates are at all times. You have to know that they've got your back. The play style we're trying to run, it is all about trusting your teammates. If I'm going to go and give up my position and go full sprint at a player, I got to know my teammates right there behind me to back me up. You know, because if I get that ball, then right, I need someone to pass to, because there's gonna be 2 people right on me. There's gonna be a person I just stole it from, and another player coming in probably to try and 2v1 me. Right, you're gonna have to then find one of your teammates who's open to then make something happen, and that starts again right with the coaching and right with how you're running this team and their practices.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, I feel like Michael Bradley can do it. I've got faith in him. He hasn't given me a reason not to yet. You know, granted, we lost preseason games, but you gotta remember at the end of the day, it's preseason. We're just trying stuff out right now, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. Yeah, we'll throw you in there. Yeah, we had Dos Santos playing from Redbulls too, who wasn't even on a MLS contract. We just threw him in there because, yeah, why not, right? Pick your name out of a hat. Not actually. I'm sure there's a very well reason that we're playing him. But yeah, at the end of the day, it's really gonna come down to what can we do from now until the start of the season.
Yep.
But yeah, don't go anywhere, you guys. 4 o'clock hour coming up. We're going to have Faton Bauta coming in, talking about NJ United AC. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back. And we are back.
Lifting the trophy, baby. Are you ready?
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. And now, it's time!
And we are back. This is 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair, and this is Lifting the Trophy with your host, Connor Nasco and
Old Dare Ruiz.
If you guys want to call in, 973-655-4256, and we are live on TikTok, Lifting the Trophy. Right now, we have on Faton Bauta from NJ United AC on the line. Faton, how you doing?
Connor, what's going on? How are you? I didn't hear your host's name that well. What's his name?
Oh, you got it. You'll use it.
Old Dare Ruiz.
Yeah.
Dare Ruiz, Mr. Ruiz. I'm going to just call you Mr. Ruiz. I don't want to mess with the first name.
Perfect. That works. So, Faton, how would you tell us a little about yourself and your team here?
God, I don't want to take up all the time on this radio show. But, no, first of all, let me just say this. Thank you for having me, Connor. I really do appreciate it. And, I really appreciate the fact that, you reached out and you want to take some time to get to know more about our club. our mission, what we've accomplished thus far, and where we're headed. So I do appreciate that.
Of course, appreciate you coming on.
Forward to thank you. This is great. It's a great opportunity for us, and it's exciting because this is a radio show that is based out of really in New Jersey, probably one of the hearts of New Jersey. Everybody wants the heart, but Montclair State's a great place as a town, and then I know the school is great. It's represented our state really well, and I think it shows a lot about our state, that part of New Jersey. So,
100%.
You have a great show, and I'm looking forward to being on here. But about me is this: been in sports my whole life. Had an opportunity to really start something unique and be part of it. And I'm just like everybody else that we're trying to get part of our club. Right now, New Jersey United Athletic Club is one main NPSL team. NPSL is a National Premier Soccer League, and this year we actually have two more teams. We're going to have a reserve team for our NPSL team, and then we're launching our women's team this summer. We have a local, really renowned women's soccer player. She was at Rutgers, played on the Portuguese national team for, I want to say, like a handful of years. Ton of experience, but what we're doing is we're essentially the team that is going to bring New Jersey together. And I say that confidently. We want to bring a professional status team to New Jersey that we like to say belongs to New Jersey, that's New Jersey's own, and something that we can all be proud of and take a hand in creating. We're all community-based. We want the community to be involved as much as possible. When I say that, I mean just any individual that is in New Jersey. It doesn't matter if you're in the northeast parts, the northwest parts, the southwest parts, in Cape May. We want everybody to, find a way to have a hand in this to help us create, like we say all the time, New Jersey's own team. And the only way we know how to do that is by, creating a team behind the team. And that's our big mission right now, and that's what we're doing.
That's awesome. Yeah, really, I feel like it's exactly what we need in Jersey, getting this fandom going. So your motto obviously is New Jersey's own. It's right on your website. It's front and center. You're putting it out there, which I love. In this state where we're constantly told where you have to pick between New York or Philly, do you feel like you're leading a homegrown revolution for fans who are tired of cheering for teams that don't actually carry our state's name?
I would like to think so, but I don't think I am, because I have to give respect to the New Jersey Devils. Like we all have to give respect to the New Jersey Devils. They're a great organization. They've been around for a long time, and I've only heard positive things from them as an organization. I've really never heard anybody say anything bad about their organization. I mean, I'm sure fans have really probably poor things to say when maybe they don't have a great season, but they're a great organization. I think they represent us well, and they've been the only thing that's constant when it comes to professional sports in New Jersey, right? Everybody else has kind of come and left, and I'll just say it really, quite frankly, I just think there's something really inorganic about a team from New York just posting up in New Jersey and having their stadium and their and I get it. It's because a lot of people would tie New York and New Jersey and even I would say like Connecticut into the same boat. But I do believe that we're New Jersey and our sports, we're not second class citizens. I think we have plenty of talent in all sports year in and year out. High school athletes, college athletes, that are originally from here. And I think maybe now's the time, or I think we believe that there's something to say about let's do something together. Let's put together a team that can go and box. And when I say box, I mean compete with the rest of them, because I think we're more than capable. We don't need to continue to be overshadowed by New York. I think our state actually has a lot to offer.
100%.
I could say a lot of negative things about New York, but I'm not going to do that. But let me just say this: I think New Jersey still has a chance to embrace that sense of community.
Yeah.
Because I do believe we have that. And the thing we also have that New York has similar is we have a huge pool of diversity. We have so many different cultures that are around here. Some of those cultures have probably claimed their stake in certain towns, but the idea of New Jersey United is in the name. We want to bring those people together. And another thing I'll say about our club is we've already made a pact to make sure that our roster is made up of, at a minimum, 75% players from New Jersey.
That's awesome.
And so we want to stick to that, and it makes our job definitely harder, but I think worth it, in the grand scheme.
It goes right along with your motto too, New Jersey's own.
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
Love that.
But yeah, no, great question.
So you talk a lot about uniting the state, but when you sit down with like local business owners, do they get excited of the idea of a team that actually represents us instead of a corporate brand from across the river? Like, what's the energy like in the rooms?
And I think you hit it on the nose, right? Like, what kind of energy do we get? And I'll give you the transparent answer. You usually get three answers. You get one person that really just doesn't understand the concept. And you get the second one that's like, okay, I can kind of dig this, but maybe our network is not big enough. And then you get the person that really sees it, and they're like, oh my gosh, like, yeah, this makes a ton of sense. And maybe that person likes the exclusivity. Maybe that person just likes being part of bigger teams. But our biggest thing is, as cliche as it is, we can all do more when we have a team together. We can all do more together, right? Mm-hmm. Team together, everybody accomplishes more. And I just think it's just such a fact. Because also when you have a team, people forget it. When one person can't do it, the other person picks up, right? And then it keeps the production of something on the trajectory that it's on, instead of lagging because it's all on, let's say, one person or two people, right? Mm-hmm. So I think we get a lot of, but like, what about this? What about that? And I think that the challenging part is not our mission. The challenging part is explaining to them who we are and where we are as far as the grand scheme of, call it the soccer pyramid in the U.S., which I think is the biggest thing that you have to explain and get through to people, because all they know is maybe they know the MLS. Right? Yeah. I feel like there's not many people that know what USL is. There's not many people that know what the MPSL is. So once we get to that conversation, correct. Once we get to that conversation, it's usually a conversation about explaining where soccer is at this point in time, and a little bit of an assumption of where it's headed. And so that's really what our big selling point is. But yeah, we have sat with, probably at this point, I would say like at least hundreds of different businesses, and we've explained this to them, and they're like, oh, this is unique, and then we offer, because it's not like we just want the business to support us with sponsorship. That'd be great. We always leave that door open. But the other thing we tell the businesses is, hey, we're not going to any other businesses outside of the state. Like, it's just these businesses. So if you want to get involved, we actually tell them, we say, if there's any way that you can get involved, like, you don't have to give us money, but what about if you gave us your time? And then that time maybe got you some ownership percentage. So that's the kind of stuff that we're on to. We want everybody involved, and we want everybody to find a way to get involved, because not everybody has the money. Right? Yeah. Not everybody can put that money down and say, hey, but we want to leave it open, but say, but you could service our club. You could find a way, like with your skills, and tell us how you want to get involved. If we can't find a role for you, and your time with our club spent during our seasons to help us, that'll get you a percentage of ownership, right? So we're looking for ways to really make this cater to the community, to really get involved. Because, listen, you got to have some skin in the game, right?
Yeah.
That usually helps. You got to have some skin in the game. So we try and push that onto our community so they actually get involved, because we know and we truly believe that with them we could do a lot more. If this is just a small group of individuals, it makes it really hard. It really makes it hard. Right.
That's awesome. That's a really awesome thing you guys are doing, really uniting everyone and kind of genuinely putting the businesses and the people of New Jersey first. You talked a little about, you kind of brought up MLS. That's kind of the direction I want to go with this next question. So for the listeners who only really know MLS on TV, how does NPSL style differ? Is it more raw, more physical? Like, do we see that, that infamous like Jersey grit on the pitch or on your team?
Yeah, I think the Jersey grit is probably the one, I would guess, characteristic that maybe separates it. Not Jersey specific, but you see the local characteristic of that team come out on the field, right? And I found this really interesting, that we have heard, and this is what makes it interesting. The NPSL, there are some teams in the NPSL that, from what I understand, they average per game sometimes just as many fans as an MLS team would.
Wow.
Right? Think about that for a second. Right?
Wow.
And those are some of the clubs that are maybe still in the NPSL, or maybe they've just left and they entered maybe USL or what have you. So what we've learned is, if I'm comparing MLS to the NPSL, the difference is the MLS probably has the top tier guys from all over the world, right? And they're coming in and they have, I think, the financial backing to make more of an impact, right?
Yeah.
But the thing is, there are some NPSL clubs that, like I just mentioned, that are in certain parts of the United States that have grabbed their demographic of support, and they are still an NPSL team. And maybe that NPSL team probably, in some respects, can go against an MLS club and be competitive, right? I'm not saying they're going to go out and dominate MLS teams, but maybe when you get them on the field, they'll be competitive. And soccer is a funny game that way.
Yeah.
But I have heard of NPSL teams I've heard of USL2 teams that have went and scrimmaged some MLS clubs, maybe the reserve clubs, and they've went toe to toe with them,
Wow.
right? So now what is the overarching separation? I'm not sure, and I don't want to make any assumptions, but I'm just going to go ahead and say it. Maybe the separation is just money.
It could be.
So maybe, right? But I would say, sometimes there are some NPSL teams, USL2 teams, they have good relations with these other MLS clubs, and so they'll do a friendly. But then all of a sudden, that NPSL team maybe went toe to toe, maybe beat them, maybe tied with them.
Yeah, then all of a sudden, you got a little bit of scare for that MLS team. Like, oh man, maybe this NPSL team is really showing up big here. I think we have a little bit of trouble with that call right there. I'm sure he'll call back in a second. But yeah, I mean, I really love what I'm hearing so far from him. I feel like it's a great motto with what they're going with right now. Yeah, I think it's great. Let's try and get back on. Oh, there, just yap for a second.
I don't know. I love that they play in New Brunswick. That's one of my favorite things, because having a stadium so close, or a soccer team so close, where we could just take a day off and be like, let's go watch. Instead of going to Harrison, which is a whole day trip.
See, we are back. Sorry about the little technical difficulty there. So, I think you had a question for Mr. Bauta here.
Yeah,
right?
I was just talking about that in our little technical difficulty there.
Yeah, sorry about that.
So I love that you guys play so close in New Brunswick. So in regards to that, the atmosphere, if I were to bring, me and my friends to one of the matches, what's something we can get to that we just can't at a 25,000 seat stadium?
Yeah.
That's a great question, and you know how I'll answer it? The owners and the general manager will be there to shake your hand and say hello and to talk about the club.
Wow.
That's what I could tell you. At a different, you go to a 25,000 person stadium and it's full, right? Probably not going to get that touch. But as of now, total transparency, it's not like we're averaging that many people per game. But the couple hundred we do have in the stands, they're true local supporters. They might be supporting their family member that's playing. They might have heard about the game, and maybe they can't afford a ticket to one of those bigger games. They are true local supporters, and maybe they just love soccer, and maybe they're always looking for games to catch that are in their neighborhood. So, that's what makes it cool. And I think the other part is we're so close to our local community that you'll see literally people from right down the street from the stadium that maybe have their kid that play at a local club that we're honoring that day. And they're out there and they love to see it because their kids are having a good time. The cool thing is, I'll tell you, is, we try and do a halftime show, something competitive, get one of the kids involved. We throw T-shirts, we throw scarves, we throw hats, we give out a ton of merchandise, and in the world of sports, everything's about competition. So we always try and bring those values to the atmosphere of our games also. Or I should say, game day environments. But like I said, I think the most important thing is this: you're gonna see the people that are actually working to bring the club somewhere, actually there working, having discussions with people, and getting their thoughts and opinions on the club and where we are and what we could do better and what we've done good. and really get the feedback.
I love that. Yeah, and I feel like too also supporting a local team is such a different vibe than supporting a big name team like the Giants. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm a huge fan of them, but it's not like it doesn't feel like our own team. Like a team that I could walk down the road and support and see them rise through the ranks. I feel like there's so much more of a reason to really care, like genuinely care and root for a team. It's a different feeling.
Correct. And let me just add this. I think in competition, right? Here's one thing I've always led by, and we really harp on this when it comes to our training sessions with our coaching staff and our players. And this is something I'm always harping on. I tell them, I say, listen, if you come to training. If you come to training every day, Coach Bauta might get upset at me if I say practice. Training. If you come to training every day and you feel uncomfortable because you don't want to be the guy that looks lackluster in that performance at practice or training that day, that's the environment we want, right? We want that environment. And so what I would say is this, is now when it comes to, ranking our club, which I'm happy to say this, we're a nationally recognized brand of soccer, so we're a nationally recognized club.
Awesome.
But let me just add this part. I would prefer to be on the team that has to prove something. I'd rather be on the team that is growing and coming up through the ranks, right? Because now you could see there's a different mentality of where we're going, right, and where we're headed. And sometimes for fans, like, nah, I don't really care. I don't really know about them. I want to root for the team that we already know about. No problem. But then I think you really tie yourself into the genuine lovers of the sport and the genuine supporters of the sport when you can find those people. Because those are the same people, too, that will try and, let's say, if they're doing like a game of pickup basketball or they're competing in some local sports, for adults, where they'll say, you know what, I'm not worried about having the best guy on my team. I want to have maybe the guys that maybe aren't as good, and I want to prove to myself that I can win with this group of guys. Because that's what we are trying to do as a club. We don't want to look outward and look and say what we don't have. We want to look inward and say, what do we have and how can we maximize this for the best product? And so that's what I feel like is, I don't want to say the difference because it's not like it's not like it's like an undiscovered scheme, I'm saying. But that's what we want to be known for, right? We want to be known for really developing what we already have with us, right? We want to be known for getting out there, creating those connections with the local community, and actually being the people that shake their hands to say, hey, this is what we're doing, this is what we're up to, here's where we're headed. Do you want to be part of us? And give people that option, right? Because then we're going to attract those same people. We're going to attract those people that maybe in competition they want to play against a better guy because they want to prove to themselves that they're just as good, right? Or they want to prove to themselves that, that guy's not as good as everyone says, and I want to work against him because it'll make me a better player. And so we try and do that. We try and do that in our entire environment, on the field, off the field, in which we're always challenging ourselves to do more and to put ourselves up against the best and to prove to ourselves that we can compete with the best, right, in all facets. And so that's one thing I feel like where my job comes in a lot of the time, and I always try to keep myself aware of these things because it's not good if you go scrimmage a team that is brings kids on. Let's say, for example, at our level right now, which call like a third division soccer league in the U.S. We don't want to play against a local team that doesn't take it seriously. But you know what? I'd rather go and scrimmage against a local team that does take it seriously, where they're actively recruiting. They are always trying to do more. They're always trying to be better. They're actually going in the community and getting acquainted with the local community as far as the youth athletics go, the youth soccer clubs, right? Those are the people that are trying to do the right thing. And so we want to just we want to compete against those guys.
Are you connected with those lower soccer? Say I played for Cedar Stars for a little while. Are you connected with those teams that are raising those younger kids? So you kind of have, I guess, prospects you can call them that you were thinking about bringing on your team in the future?
Yeah, great question. So the Cedar Stars, no, because Cedar Stars, they already have their own USL2 team, which I believe is a Cedar Stars team, and they're backed by the Capelli owners, which are they're great people. I've met a few of them. But with them, no. But it's more hyper local for us. For example, I'm happy to share this. we landed a little. I like to call it an alliance with Hazlitt United out of Hazlitt, New Jersey.
Awesome.
And so, and we're not a youth club. We're not a youth organization. We don't want to create it. We don't want to create any sort of youth academy or youth organization underneath our teams, because we want to bring a professional status team to New Jersey. Our mission and goal is not to bring a youth academy. That's not our goal. That's not our mission. We don't want that. If there's anything we want from youth, is we want them to support us and maybe play for our team in the future, right? We want to create relationships and bridges with these hyper-local clubs, the rec leagues, the travel leagues, because those academies are, they're always selling that they're already tied into some pro club, right?
Yeah.
And then and in New Jersey, you might know this, there's so many of them. So it's pretty silly. It's like working backwards to try and create another one. Instead, we want to find a way to build a bridge with the ones that already exist and morally and characteristically align with our organization. Those are the ones that we'd want to, connect with most importantly.
Yeah, that makes
sense. And we believe
sense.
Hazlitt United is one of them.
That's awesome. So obviously with the World Cup coming, right? Many eyes will be on soccer, especially because the final game we played at MetLife of all stadiums. How is New Jersey United Athletic Club preparing to be like the local home for all those new soccer energy once international stars go back to their respective countries?
Yeah, and I get this question a lot, and the best way I can answer it is, we are not really in a position to do much with it besides the fact that we have soccer teams, right? And what I mean by that is I don't think we're at a level where we would maybe get the recognition or the impact we want if we tried to really what's the word I'm looking for? If we tried to overextend ourselves and do a lot with the World Cup, because you got to remember, right? It's the World freaking Cup. This is countries coming together once every 4 years, right, for the most international sport on the planet. And when I tell you, like, if these guys are coming around and we have our tent up and we're trying to promote, that's a positive. But when they head home, chances are, I don't know if they're going to remember too much about New Jersey United, right? We want to focus on our constituents in New Jersey. Right? Remember, we're New Jersey United.
Yeah.
We're not anything else. So for that reason, going to spend time and resources to go and promote ourselves to international clubs or international eyes, I don't know if that helps us. Right? I don't know if that helps us. But because the World Cup is going to be in front of, let's say, a lot of people in New Jersey, yes, we have our called partnerships, or we have our sponsors that do want to do something. And so what we're doing is we're making sure that we're sticking to what we said we would do from the beginning. We're supporting our already, we'll call it supporters, those businesses that we're lined up with, those youth clubs that we're aligned with, and we're focusing on doing things with them to promote the game in New Jersey, right? So with that being said, yes, there are a ton of things that we can do with FIFA. FIFA has a ton of programs that are for local clubs or local teams or local youth organizations in New Jersey, New York, this part of the world, to tag along and do something. But for us, what I believe is it might be going against our concept just a little bit. So just like everybody's, it's like an external focus. We don't want to focus on the external. We have to really focus on the internal, and we have to figure out how we're going to continue to grow our brand and put it in front of the right eyes of people, which is New Jersey, right? So all the people in New Jersey. And yes, it would be great if we had, a nice sponsor up there, shows like, hey, New Jersey United, but we don't think that it's going to bring as much of a return as we would hope. So that's why, and also where we are as a club, I think we need to continue to take the steps that we are taking. Because it's like this. It's like, how would I explain it? Like when a big opportunity comes around for people and people start to act different. They start to say like, oh, I'm going to do this. Maybe they start to dress a little bit nicer. And it's like, what we believe is what you've been doing the whole time is molding you for that moment. And you're either going to be ready or you're not, right? And so if we start getting out of character and start doing things because the World Cup is coming here, we're losing our focus. We really are losing our focus. We are the path that the journey that we're on, it's a long journey. And and we have to take the time that we have during the World Cup time. We have to continue to go and massage relationships with the local community. I'm not going to be spending my time in Rutherford. I tell you that. I will tell you that. Like, my time is not going to be spent in North Jersey.
Yeah.
But what we will do is we will reach out to different clubs in different parts of New Jersey and say, hey, can we do something for you? How can we serve you during this time? Can we do a watch party? Because not everybody is lucky enough to have the opportunity to go and be there and be part of it and watch it. But maybe we can do something for them. And I think that has a bigger impact.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's really awesome.
So that's kind of our focus. Very long-winded answer, guys. Sorry.
You're good.
But that's our focus.
Yeah, awesome.
Well, so when we go to the games, what is what do you think is one must-watch game? Obviously the championship game.
Yeah, because you're gonna win it all. Obviously,
yeah, you're gonna win it all. But besides that, which opponent on your schedule do you think gives you the best rivalry, the most heated rivalry?
It's a great question. We've been in the league. We're on our third year, and to sit here and say maybe we have a rivalry, I'm not sure. But what I could tell you is this: we're working hard to create a rivalry with our other New Jersey teams that are in the NPSL. So that's the Jackson Lions, and that's FC Motown. And I don't think I'm missing any. Am I missing one?
Is it FC Monmouth too?
Well, they left actually. They went
did.
to.
Wow.
I wish they were still in there. It'd been great. And then we have a couple teams from PA. Who am I missing? I think I'm missing one.
Oh, you probably beat them anyways. So.
Anyway, but FC Monmouth, we try and scrimmage them once a year. But they're another great organization. But especially with the local ones, we're trying to create these local trophies to play for because you make it mean a little bit more. But the game I think you should always have your eyes on is when we play the Jackson Lions and when we play Motown. And Motown has been a team that has absolutely dominated our entire league, our nationwide league, for I think the last 10 or 15 years since they've been in the NPSL. But I'm happy to share that we had a great victory against them last year when we played them at their place at Drew University. Beat them 1-0. So, and that was huge for us, huge for our club. And then they came out in the second game of the season, the second time we saw them last season, and they came and beat us up a little bit at home. But I think something's probably starting there because we were the first team. We were the first team, I guess, in 3 years to beat them at home. Wow! And then with the Jackson Lions too, they have a really great club. They've dominated at home. We beat them at home for the first time in 2 years last season. So. So we're on to something, with these clubs being in here a little bit longer. And we just have to keep building on it. But I would say any team that we play that is in New Jersey, that's in our league, those are the games to watch because these players know each other. They know each other, and they've played against each other. And maybe they went to rival high schools, and maybe they went to rival colleges within the state. And then when they start playing, it gets pretty chippy, And I'm all about chippy games. I really am.
Yeah, I love that.
I don't think there's anything wrong with it. But that's, from a back office perspective, right? That's the entertainment. That's the competition. That's what you want to see, right? And I think when you get those games, it's just as entertaining as anything else. It's just as entertaining if you go watch the Redbulls. It's just as entertaining if you go watch, Miami, Inter Miami, right? So, because that's what you want to see. You just want to see heavy competition. You don't want to see a blowout. You don't want to see one team, just not figuring it out. You want to see blow for blow. You want to see big goal here, big goal there.
Yeah.
You want to see PKs, right? So I think one of those two games would be awesome.
Yeah, I mean, listen, Faton, I really appreciate you coming on, and I gotta say, lifting the trophy, we are definitely fans of NJ United AC. We're here to support. We'll be out at games. Don't worry.
Donner, I got to ask you a question.
Hit me.
I'm offering you a job. We need a voice of New Jersey United. I want to know if you'd be interested.
Oh, 100%. Oh yeah. We'll chat. We'll call. That sounds awesome.
Sounds good. All right, sounds good.
If fans do want to see NJ United AC, where would they find you?
Yep. So we have our website www.njunitedac.com. You can also find us on social media, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, I wouldn't say so much, LinkedIn. You just type in New Jersey United Athletic Club, or on Instagram would be at NJ United AC. Reach out to us. buy some merch. Any support is much appreciated, and we can't do it without you guys.
Awesome. I really appreciate you coming on. I really appreciate you giving us your time today, man.
No, thank you. I appreciate you lining this up. Best of luck with your podcast
Thank you.
and your radio show. We look forward to having you consider us as being the voice.
Dude, yeah. 100. That would be awesome. That would be seriously awesome. Yeah.
The best.
All right. Have a great day.
You as well. Take it easy, guys.
Bye-bye.
All right, bye.
Bye-bye.
Drop. There we go. All right, so that was Faton Bauta. We're going to go to a quick break real quick. We'll be back in just a minute. Don't go anywhere.
Lifting the trophy, baby. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Ladies and gentlemen,
What time is it? What time is
this
it?
is the main event of the evening.
What time is it? What time is it? Tell me.
Now,
Yeah, baby. It's 9.3 WMSC Upper Montclair, and this lives the trophy with
Older Ruiz.
and Connor Nassau. Damn it. I sped through that. Sorry, I got so hyped.
No, you.
Dude, that was such a good.
Oh my! I'm telling
Yo,
you, my fingers slipped.
dude, those fat thumbs you got.
They really are.
Yeah, if you guys just missed it, we had an amazing phone call with Faton Bauta about NJ United AC.
No, once again, thank you, Faton, for
yes.
being on the show.
Seriously, awesome phone call. That was, I mean, I really like what the team is doing. I really like what he's doing with the team. He seems so well connected and so genuine about like truly being a team centered around Jersey. I mean, hey, I love Jersey. You know, I feel like that's the thing. Like, so many people in Jersey love Jersey so much, and like, look at the support of the Devils.
Oh.
I know people who only like the Devils, and that, like, sports-wise, and they don't follow any other sports. And I just feel like we kind of grew up being prideful in Jersey, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like segues right into the next segment beautifully about the New Jersey Devils. Yeah, so let's fire the coach.
Yeah.
Let's fire the coach already.
Farfitz. Yep.
No, that's the general manager.
Oh, sorry.
Fire him too.
No, him too. No, him
yeah,
too. Yeah.
both of them. Let's
Yeah.
get. Yeah, I'm going for both of them. Sheldon Keefe and Fitz. I want them both gone because it's clear. It is so clear that it is their fault right now that we are not winning games.
Yep.
It's clear that the strategies that we have in place are not working. It's clear that this team is not connecting with
They're not taking
the
any
play
responsibility.
Mm-hmm. Besides Nico Hischier, that's it. Our captain, I love Nico Hischier. Like, it's clear that they're not working with the play style right now. They're not. This dump and run mentality is just not good. Yep. I hate watching it. It's not entertaining hockey, first off, and also, too, it's not working for us. You can't dump a puck into the corner and just expect to get it every time for a team who does not hit players. If you're going to do that, you have to be physical. You have to pin people against the boards and take players off the puck, but that's not what we're doing. Say it's like, okay, the Predators or the Blue Jackets, who are two extremely physical teams, right? The Bruins, physical team. They can do a dump and run puck, they can do a dump and run play style because they can dump the puck in. They send their big forwards in and pin them against the board and take the player off the puck, and then they can get offensive zone pressure. We don't have forwards who are doing that. You think Jack Hughes is going to go pin someone against the boards? That's not happening. It's not. You think Jack Hughes, Mr. 6 foot, is going to go and pin 6'5", 230-pound defenseman against the board? Like, it's just not. It doesn't work for us. You know what does work? Fast, consistent, skillful hockey. That's what we have on the team. We don't have these big players who are going to throw their body. Granted, we just got those two forwards from the Blues and the Islanders who are big bodies that throw their bodies around, which will work for the play style. But what I'm saying is most of our team is consisted of skillful players who rely more on their stick handling skills rather than their physical abilities. You know, Look at Jack Hughes. He's so skillful on the puck. No physicality, which is fine. You don't need to be. He's small. You know what I mean? Obviously, he keeps getting freaking injured. He's pretty tiny. But, like, look at him in the Olympics right now. He's working. He had, I think, 2 assists in the game against Denmark.
Mm-hmm.
Or no, he scored against Denmark, and then he had 2 assists against Latvia, which we won 6-3. I think we won 6-3 against Latvia, or 5-1. We beat Latvia, and then we beat Denmark 6-3. And Jack Hughes had 2 assists against Latvia and 1 goal against Denmark. And if you see these plays that they're making, man, Jack Hughes is a key part in half these goals that are going in. Like, it comes down to him containing the puck really well, making a crisp pass, and finding an open man. Like, there is the goal that was it the goal that he scored or the goal that he got an assist on? They brought it in. It was like a 3-on-2. It was from the point, right? They set up in kind of like a triangle, which is typically what you want to do in hockey, right? Mm-hmm. The point man brought it in, right? The two wingers went a little bit down to create a triangle. It was a pass out to the right wing, Jack Hughes. Bumper pass back, right? Fake shot back to him to Jack. Jack across the ice to the left winger. Boom, shot, goal. Like, it was beautiful. And it's stuff like that we need. It's play styles like that are going to make the Devils good. And you know what's going to... We have a freaking gauntlet when we get back from this Olympic break, dude. It's going to be make or break right off the bat.
Yep.
And I hate it. I hate it because we're going to be coming back tired legs. Or half the team's going to be ready and rearing to go. The other half of the team is either going to be beat from losing in the Olympics or ready to run through a wall through the Olympics. Because, I mean, you have Sweden not doing too hot right now. Bratt got benched, so obviously he's going to come back. He's got something to prove when he gets back here, but it takes a toll on you as a player being benched in the Olympics.
Yep.
You know? Markey did good. Markey had a good game. I think he should did good. I mean, the players are doing fine in the Olympics, but it's okay. Here's the gauntlet when we come back, all right? First game against the Sabres, right off the freaking bat, is a must-win, dude. That is a must-win because they're above us in the standings.
Yes.
Then, after that, Flyers, 3 points ahead of us right now. Another even more must-win. Blue Jackets after that, who are, again, 4 or 5 points above us. Another must-win, 3 must-wins in a row. Then we go against the Panthers, who are extremely hot, a really good team. And then we go against the Leafs, who are just the best out of all these teams right now. In those games, I mean, dude, the first 4 games, or 3 games, I genuinely think that decides the season. If we can go 3-0, genuinely, if we can go 3-0, I think we make the playoffs. You start off that hot, right? Things are clicking. You beat these 3 teams that are all above you. Because the interconference games are so important because, okay, here's the thing, right? When you're playing a game and you beat a random team, say we go against, I don't know, like the Coyotes or something, or like the Minnesota Wild, right?
Yeah.
Say we go into the Minnesota Wild, right? Wait, are they in our conference? No, they're not. One. Think of a random. Say we go against. Oh my gosh, I can't think of a random team right now.
Flyers.
They're in our conference. I'm thinking like a team like not in our conference. Why am I blanking, dude? What the heck? Okay, the Calgary Flame. They're also. No, they're not. They're not in our conference.
The Red Wings.
The Red Wings. Whatever. We go against a team not in our conference, right? We can beat them, but it doesn't affect our it doesn't affect our standing as much because they also have their own conference, right?
Yeah.
They have their own standings. Here, if we beat a team in our conference, we guarantee that they don't get any points that night and we move up.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, there's if we're going against the Flames, right? Say we win and then the Flyers win. We're back to square one. You know what I mean? Say we're going against the Flyers, we win, the Flyers lose, we move up, they don't get any points. That's why these games are so important. I know all my sports fans out there, you already know that, but I have a lot of people listening who don't really know sports that well, so it's important that I explain things sometimes. But yeah, that's why these games right off the bat are just must wins. I did a little bit of research. To have any kind of chance, a realistic chance to get into the playoffs here, right? Mm-hmm. For starters, some websites are giving us like a 50% chance to get in.
Yeah.
Other websites are giving us like 20% chance. So it's really all over the board because this team is just so unpredictable. Realistically, record-wise, what we need to do when we get back, we need to go 20-6. Realistically. And then other teams just cannot produce. Like the Blue Jackets have to slump, the Flyers have to slump. Right? Because the Rangers are no question. The Islanders, I think, will be ahead of us for the most part. I think it'll come down to a game or two difference. It's going to come down to those games where it's like you miss an open net. Remember when we went against the Islanders, right?
Yeah.
And Dawson Mercer, he was a one-on-one with the goalie, and he chipped the puck over the net. And right then, I'm like, that's going to be the reason why we lose. I turned to you, I'm like, we're going to lose because of that. Or if we lose, it's going to be because of that. And guess what happened? We lost the game by 1 goal. Well, it was 2, but it was an open net. I don't count open netters. Yeah. I don't really count empty netters because you can just chip it down.
If it wasn't for that goal, we wouldn't have to gone. open net.
What? Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying, though. Yeah,
yeah.
we wouldn't have to have pulled Markey or Jake Allen,
Yeah.
who, by the way, had a great game. But the point, what I want to get down to, right, the main point of all this, I don't have it written down here, by the way, so I'm just going to kind of pull something out of the top of my head here.
Yeah.
The Devils are not ahead right now because it's come down to individual small mistakes.
Yes.
And that's what I think killed us. In the beginning of the year, we weren't making mistakes. We were connecting passes tape to tape. We were taking good shots. We were hitting our shots. Now we see it here where we're sending passes cross ice are getting picked off in the middle in the neutral zone, right? With no more physicality, you know what I mean? There's no more oomph in the team. You know, these shots were just getting blocked every single time, you know, or we're going against goalies who get hot because we give them easy shots in the beginning and they get their confidence and then the rest of the game is automatically sealed, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And these games are going to come down to individual players either making it or breaking it for us. We're going to come back. Knock on wood, Jack Hughes will be healthy. By the way, for all the listeners right now, Jack Hughes was out with a quote-unquote lower body injury. That is statistically the most used cover-up for not having an injury in sports. Lower body injury can mean literally anything. That can mean you have a bruise on your leg, okay? When you get unspecific like that, you're hiding something. And you know how I know they're hiding something? Because Jack Hughes immediately started skating with the U.S. team. Not games, practices. They had a morning skate the morning they got there, and Jack Hughes was on the ice. But he couldn't go to morning skate for the Devils, really? It was really that bad. Like, dude.
I mean, I kind of understand that. You want to save him sound for the Olympics.
No, I want him saving sound for the Devils.
Me too, but
You're okay. Yes, international duties are extremely important. This is a player thing. This is a Jack Hughes thing, not wanting to play. You want to play, you go and play, right? When you're questionable in day-to-day, if you want to be on that ice, you can be on that ice, right? Oh, I have a broken wrist. Oh, how's your wrist feel? Fine. Look at me shoot this. You look, oh, yeah, you look fine. Go on, go play. It's that simple. Hockey players are tough.
And I get that, but I'm going to play devil's advocate here and say
No pun intended.
I'd rather, go that one game without him and win gold.
Dude, it was 4 games without him.
And win gold.
I get that. I truly understand your point, and I feel like the listeners are going to be split, so please call in at 973-655-4256. 973-655-4256.
And tell Connor I'm right.
Be quiet. I think this is going to be a very split decision here. I think your jersey comes first. Whatever jersey you're wearing in the moment comes first. You can't be thinking in the future. You got to take it game to game no matter what team you're on. And especially with USA has plenty of talent.
Yeah.
You are the star of the Devils. That's the biggest thing, right? Like the USA team, he's not even on the first line, dude. He's not even on the first line in USA, which, I mean, makes sense because there are better players on him on the U.S. team. It's just a fact.
Yeah.
He's a great player, but there's just better players on the U.S. team. You have to prioritize the jersey you're wearing. And I think he just didn't want to play. If a lower body injury with day to day, if that's not a cover up for the Olympics, I don't know what was. And I don't blame him necessarily. Yes, I do. I blame him fully. No, I'm gonna stop. I take that back immediately. Redact that. Dump. I do blame him because that's just him chickening out, dude. That's him saying, I don't want to play. Because if, like I was saying before, man, there was times I was playing soccer. Oh, my dad's about to hear this. I never told him this. There was games I would play. I know I was injured. I knew I was injured. My wrist was messed up. My ankle was killing me. But I wanted to play. I just didn't tell my coaches. I just played through the pain, and I'm fine now for the most part. Might have got little dings in the head, but I mean, besides that, I'm pretty fine. You know what I mean? I struggled on my limbs. So, like, especially with a professional team, like, you're not getting, I wasn't getting paid and I wanted to pay. He's getting paid millions of dollars and he doesn't want to play for it. Like, dude.
See, I 100%, I'm not, I 100% agree with you. But I think what we need to do is looking forward. If he sits out any more games, that's when we need to start having talks.
Yes.
When he gets back from the Olympics, he has no excuse.
Yeah. Unless he's genuinely
injured, yeah. Then that's fine. But once he gets back to the Olympics, he needs to, what we're seeing him do in the Olympics, he needs to bring that back to the Devils.
Mm-hmm. All the players that are in the Olympics right now got to bring a mentality back.
Yes, all of them.
They got to bring it's time to get serious. And you know what? You know who's got to bring the mentality back? Sheldon Keefe. He's not doing nothing with the Olympics right now.
Yeah.
He's got to come back and he's going to be like, yo, listen, boys, I know you're out there. I know some of you might be tired from the Olympics, but it's time that we really step it up. Mm-hmm. And you know what? It needs to be a player-only meeting. It needs to be like Nico Hischier. It needs to be Sheldon Keefe. A player-only meeting, players only. It needs to be Nico Hischier in the front of that room being, listen, boys, here's what you're doing wrong. Individually, here's what you're doing wrong. Here's what you're doing wrong. Jack, here's what you're doing wrong. You got to start playing. We need to start taking accountability because if not now, when?
Yeah.
Genuinely, if not now, when? Because now is the time. And like most of these players are getting a rest right now. They're rebooting, you know what I mean? They're hockey is hard to play, man. Like, I don't understand how they play so many games in a row because I could not do it. It's such a physical game. But what needs to happen, they get back. They're rested. You know what I mean? Because even after the Olympic break, they'll have like a few days to get back to recuperate and whatnot. They need to come back. Nico Hischier, someone, maybe even Jack Hughes, maybe Connor Brown, a veteran presence there. I was going to say Palat, but he's gone now. Dougie Hamilton, even. Mm-hmm. He's got to stand in the front of that room. They have to be like, listen, boys.
No, honestly, if I have to, it has to be Nico. Nico has to be the voice.
And honestly, I think he will.
Yeah,
I really think he will. Because he's the only person on this team that I genuinely see giving his absolute all every single game. Like, there's a few Instagram pages that I follow, like Devils Fanatics and whatnot.
Yeah.
And they'll put, like, every time if we get like beat, it'll be like a picture of Nico Hischier standing by like the door, like his head on like his stick, and then you can just feel like it really pains him.
No, yeah.
It really pains Nico Hischier, and that's the thing that I like. I don't understand why that mentality is not running throughout this team right now. Besides the fact that they just don't care enough, and that's clear. You see it on the ice. You saw it against the Islanders game when they cared in that game.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that was an amazing game. Yeah. That's how they should have been playing all season.
You see what happens when we actually do something and try?
Yup.
We cared in that game. We played hockey. We were passing the puck and shooting it into a net. We had people hitting people. No fights. We had people hitting people.
We were stopping people from doing that to us.
Where was that the entire season? Where was this? One game we see it all. One game. And the rest of the season is just gone. It's like they forget how to play hockey. It's like beer league. Half a time. God. So that being said.
But you know what? We know they have it.
We do.
We know they have it. And so coming back from the Olympics, it needs to be there.
It has. There's literally no excuses now.
Nope. We know it's there. We all see it. I think we can win these 3 games.
Yes.
We can.
We really, because we're better than, like, I know deep down we have the talent.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I want so badly for players just to care as much as we do, bro. And I hate so much as a fan caring about the sport more than they do. We're paying. Well, I'm broke. And I'm still finding money to go to these games. And they're half-assing.
He's checking the list.
Damn it. They are half doing it.
half butting.
Whatever. Okay, by the way, good news for the Yankees. I just got this. Aaron Judge's elbow is fully cleared for workouts.
Oh, nice.
Yes, she's fully cleared.
Beautiful.
But yeah, okay. Devils, just lock in, please, for the love of God. We got to talk about Yankees. We got 6 minutes left. We got to talk about Yankees. Also, curling, really cool. I really like curling in the Olympics.
Oh, curling has been – I've been loving every single game.
Dude, I figured out today. Turns out the way the points work, right? Mm-hmm. It's whoever has the closest one to the center gets the point. And however many more they have closer to the center than the other team is additional points.
Oh.
Which means
so knocking them out means nothing, which, like we thought.
Well, I mean, knocking it out of the center.
Also, U.S. men's hockey team's playing right now against Germany. We're up 3-0.
Heck yeah. Okay, I gotta run this through a whole bunch of stats right here because it's stuff that the fans need to know. Stop me if you need. Okay, Yankees acquire infielder Max Schuemann for right-handed pitcher Luis Burgos. He's a 20th round pick. He has 73 home runs and 123 hits for 579 at bats. He's batting .212. Career errors at shortstop, he has 15. Volpe's errors in 2025 is 19. Just putting it out there. So spring training's back. All the players have reported. Garrett Cole, Carlos Rodon, and Volpe are all injured right now during spring training. I think Jason Dominguez might be injured. I think that's why he's in AAA. But yeah, they're all doing it. Garrett Cole has a new windup. Nice, it's like an overhead windup for his pitching now.
Yeah.
He's doing it real good. He's getting back really good. He's hitting 94. He reached 96 the other day, just throwing fastballs, which is really impressive coming back from a Tommy John surgery. And for you guys who don't know what a Tommy John surgery is, it's a procedure that repairs a torn elbow ligament by replacing it with a tendon from elsewhere in the body or from like a donor or something like that. And you get that if like you have overuse of like your elbow, like throwing. A lot of pitchers get that. Well, not a lot of pitchers. Do a fun sound. Hey, Poppy, how you doing? Sorry, in the live. There's my fun sound.
But yeah, hitting 94 after that. That's wow.
Cam Schlittler is also missing some bullpen practices because of an inflamed lat. He'll be back. I think he'll be fine. That's something. Fine. Probably overworking. Going from not pitching to pitching, you're gonna pull something.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's that. Baseball is adding the automatic ball strike challenge system. Some new rules that they're implementing now. If a team doesn't have a challenge entering EI or extra innings, they will get another one. Also, if they use it and go into another extra innings, they get another. They don't accumulate. So essentially, if you go into extra innings, you get another challenge. If you use it and go into another extra inning, you get another challenge. Only one. They can only challenge pitches. They cannot use the ABS, automatic ball strike challenge system, to double down with like a runner being safe, for example. To say it's like, oh, this pitch was outside the box. I'm going to challenge it, but I also want them to look at the runner like sealing home. You can't do that. They're only checking the strikes. The umpire could then check the runner being safe at home, but that would just be up to them. That would be totally unrelated to a ball strike challenge. You cannot challenge it also if a position player is pitching, which I thought was kind of unique. So say like I remember there was one game, was it like a year or two ago, where Gino Carlos Gleyber Torres was pitching, I think, or like Cabrera or something like that. He was pitching and like he stunk.
Yeah.
But say that happens, you're not able to challenge those pitches. Also too, oh my gosh, excuse me. The way it's gonna work, if anyone was wondering. The league is going to measure the standing height of each player to determine their individual strike zone, which will be slightly smaller than the umpire's call zone, not by much, just slightly smaller. But so essentially be from like chest plate to knees, just kind of like the typical ball strike area. So they'll be measuring that. So Aaron Judge obviously will have a massive one, and Anthony Volpe will have a super small one because he's horrible. It is possible to have a ABS, I want to ball strikes, challenge, and a video replay challenge to occur at the same time. So, like, you can challenge the runner being safe at home and the ball strike system, but they have to be two separate things. You have to use an individual play challenge along with a ball strike challenge. An individual play challenge cannot count for both, and vice versa. A ball strike challenge cannot count for both. But you can use both at the same time if you would like. That makes sense. Did I explain that well?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, cool. Also, there's a new rule which took way too long to implement, by the way. There's a new rule being added where if a fielder intentionally makes contact with or a runner intentionally makes contact with a fielder with the intent to draw an obstruction, the runner will be called out. Which, duh. I didn't know this wasn't a rule before because that just seems like so. Of course it would be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I feel like that kind of goes up being said that if you're going to go and truck like a second baseman so he doesn't catch the ball, yeah, you should probably out eject and find. I mean,
You don't say.
yeah, because like they used to like the way the runners would steal home in the past, they would just go up and just flatten the catcher, like they would just drop a shoulder into him, and like that was back in the days of like steroids too. So like you had these like Aaron Judge weight players running into like Austin Wells, who's like 5'10", 200 pounds. Like you have them just getting absolutely brutally bashed in front of the plate. Oh my gosh. Well, anyway, that's to do it for another, I think, great episode of Lifting the Trophy.
Mm-hmm.
To everyone on the live stream, thank you so much. Everyone listening, thank you so much. I really appreciate everyone calling in. Everyone listen. Appreciate Faton Bauta for calling in. If you would like to support him, please support him if you would like to. I have to do the if you would like to because I can't do a call to actions, FDA rules, or FCA, whatever the thing is rules. If you'd like to go support him, NJ United AC on Instagram, website too, the TikTok. Go out, support the games if you want. Against those the New Jersey teams he was talking about. We're gonna be out there for sure. I think he offered me a job. So like, look, I think we'll be out there soon. But difficult support if you guys would like. Follow if you guys would like to. I appreciate everyone listening. I want to say one more thing. Oh yeah, next week we're gonna have on a very special guest in affiliation to the Yankees. So
I'm excited for this one.
Yeah, stay tuned for that, you guys. Thank you all. Have a good one.